Hi, my name is Whitney Willis, and I teach ninth grade environmental science as well as physical 11th grade science. And the prompt asks, what is the benefit of scaffolding classroom discussions specific to those who are not native of English language? And I kind of think that benefiting them will enhance their comprehension, kind of like the structural discussion, knowing what type of syntax is used in the sentences and things of that nature, as well as building confidence. So when students are guided through with these prompts or any type of group work, they may feel more confident to speak or participate in those discussions, as well as if they have any friends within those group dynamics and things of that nature. They're able to kind of express themselves a little bit easier or a little bit more than they normally would have with other advisors or other teachers. And I also think that kind of like putting all of this into a discussion, it kind of promotes some type of equity, because they're able to participate in a meaningful way. Examples of scaffolding is kind of like breaking up information and putting it into visual aids, some type of graphic organizer, of course, discussion boards, like peer collaboration, things of that nature. The second one is benefits of using their language and the learning environment as a resource. And I think it kind of supports their conceptual kind of understanding, or piecing together the information from their native language into English. And so I believe that students can grasp content a little bit more easier in their native language, because that is their native language, and then transfer that same knowledge over into English. As well as boosting their confidence and identity within the classroom. And so if they're not native to America, or not native to the English language, they kind of feel like an outcast, or they feel like they don't belong. And so if we're using their language in the classroom, it shows that they're being recognized and that they're being seen. It also kind of validate the student's language while they're in the classroom. And so a couple examples of how I believe that native languages can be used in the classroom is kind of labeling the classroom materials with different languages. For my specific case, I have a Spanish speaking student in my class. And so, for example, I have a hand soap station. I can put soap in Spanish for him. Even though he may already know what that means in English, it will be a great way to recognize who he is as a student. Also, for best practices for introducing academic vocabulary and content, I have it on my boards now. So this is just one thing that we're learning in environmental science, which is the food pyramids, and kind of explaining the laws of thermodynamics, as well as the carbon cycle over here. And it has the four major entities of the carbon cycle, kind of broken down, colorful, and somewhat engaging for the students to look at. This is on my board for review. They were doing as a remediation, but it's a great resource to have in the classroom. And so that's kind of my way of introducing information, even though it is review. I start that off when we start a lesson as well. It's kind of drawing the picture, drawing the exemplar of what's expected in the unit. And I like to use colors. I love to use pictures. And so I do think that's a great way to pre-teach key information or key vocabulary.